After 2 overall event wins earlier this season, the Monster Energy team has been plagued by truck issues. Will this be the week Cody Saucier can turn it around? Or will veterans Charlie Pauken and the Professor Tom Mintz take the rest of the field to school? The answers will all be revealed as the battle for the Stadium Championship Series Yellow Event Championship begins now. Welcome to Arlington, Texas, and AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys. Tonight, however, the Palace in Dallas will feature the athleticism of 14 of the most talented drivers in Monster Jam. Hello, I'm Scott Jordan alongside Zombies Bari Musauer, Aiden Young, and Lola on the ground. And it's an exciting lineup here for Stadium Championship Series Yellow, full of heavy hitters, with both veterans and newcomers like 12-time world champion Tom Mintz and rising star Camden Murphy.
And Scott, you can't leave out the fact that Charlie Pauken and Gravedigger is here, as well as, man, my favorite, one of my favorites, Cody Saucier and that Monster Energy truck.
Bari, as you know, our drivers will battle it out in 3 competitions today: Monster Energy Racing, the Great Clip Skills Challenge, and BKT Freestyle. The winner of each competition is awarded a total of 14 points out of a possible 42, and the top point winner of today's event competition is awarded the coveted overall event championship. Now, Bari, you've already named a few of the superstar drivers to watch tonight, but we're going to take a look at the complete lineup here of Stadium Championship Series Yellow. Talk about some of the names and the trucks you see on this event lineup.
Oh, man, that first name stands out to me. John Gordon, Bad Company. He's an upcoming superstar in Monster Jam. And, of course, you can't leave out the likes of Brianna Mohan and Rosalie Raymer.
And we're moments away from Monster Energy Racing, but Bari, take us through the Stadium Championship Series Yellow track.
Well, Scott, this track is unique. It's got 2 big mega pods that it's built from, with a backflip ramp right in the center. It's Chicago style, so you start off in the middle where you face off against each other and you work your way out to the outside, those long sweeping turns. The truck's going to drift, so you got to make sure you're lined up with the ramp so the truck jumps squarely, and it just sets yourself up for a great turn around that last wide sweeping turn. It's tough. It looks easy on paper, but it's really tough to make sure that truck is set right going around that long track.
Let's talk about the turns here. As you mentioned, as you see Camden Murphy and Bakugan Dragonoid taking it tight. There are 2 ways to do it. You can drift out, you can go tight, but is the race going to get won on the straightaway since this is a much longer track, or is it won here in the turn like we see Wildflower?
The turn is always where it's won because it sets you up for that jump.
A great aerial view of the Stadium Championship Series Yellow track as we take a look at the Monster Energy Racing bracket. Some exciting matchups. Bakugan Dragonoid and Gravedigger automatically advancing into round 2 as Camden Murphy and Charlie Pauken respectively had the fast race times from round 1 and 2 last week. And Bakugan seems to get faster every single event, so we'll see if Camden Murphy can keep that up. But a guy I love in this bracket, Cody Saucier and Monster Energy. We'll talk more about him, but we're going to start it off with the professor of Monster Jam University and El Capitan. We got Max D. Fire and Scott Buteau in El Toro Loco Ice, and here we go. There's that first turn. Look at Tom Mintz drifting around.
Yeah, Tom Mintz looks like he's already got a slight edge as he crosses that first jump. Let's see the last turn, though. It's a wide sweeping turn. It gets really tricky. Tom Mintz looks like he's handling it perfectly, though.
And there's the big air across the finish line for Tom Mintz and Max D. Fire. El Toro Loco Ice seen some better days with that front coming off here, but Max D. Fire advancing to round 2 of Monster Energy Racing. Next up, we have Kelvin Raymer in Time Flies and Cody Saucier in Monster Energy. He had a career-defining weekend at last year's All-Star Challenge. We'll see what he does here against the veteran Kelvin Raymer.
Cody prides himself on racing. You know, if he can get around this track good in this first round matchup against Kelvin Raymer, it's going to set the tone for him as the night goes on. But you see how the trucks get out of shape because of the approach to the ramp. It's such a wide turn. You want to carry that speed, but it looks like Cody's got some issues.
All kinds of problems for Monster Energy. Kelvin Raymer and Time Flies will sail to round number 2. And he did not finish there for Monster Energy. He came off that ramp, or the race ramp. He landed a little rough, went sideways, and couldn't get around that turn. So some problems for Cody Saucier and Monster Energy. What did you see there in that round?
I saw a little smoke, and I think he's got big-time engine problems.
John Gordon in bad company, Rosalie Raymer and Wildflower approaching the starting line, staring each other down. They are off, and bad company off the line faster. John Gordon now rounding that first turn, has a nice steady throttle rhythm, clearing the second turn tire off the race ramp. He goes a slight advantage for bad company, but here comes Wildflower.
Both of these drivers are attacking this track, very aggressive. I'd like to see this finish. Wow, Rosalie Raymer came out of nowhere. She was trailing.
She caught up, and it looked like she ended on that last turn a little rough, a little sideways. She recovered, and the ladies are up on their feet. Rosalie Raymer advancing to round 2. So the left side of the bracket looking a little more clear now for Camden Murphy and Bakugan Dragonoid. We move to the other side of the bracket where Charlie Pocket and Gravedigger awaits 3 more exciting matchups. Brianna Mahan in Whiplash, Ryan Disharoon in Saigon Shaker.
2 great-looking trucks hit the track as well again. I love the look of that Saigon Shaker. You can't count Brianna Mahan out, though, at all. She's always one to represent for all the ladies and the fans here at Monster Jam. She's got her own identity with that Whiplash truck. Down to the wire here in this last turn. It's anybody's race. Even on the final turn is Saigon Shaker with the advantage across the finish line. Landing a little wobbly, heads into the container, but it doesn't matter as Ryan Disharoon and Saigon Shaker advancing to round 2. And now a truck you're very familiar with, your Zombie teammate, Richie Yatsko against Eric Swanson in Obsessed. Is Zombie Nation going to advance to round 2? We're going to find out right now. Eric Swanson, no easy task here as he gets around turn number 1. Not at all. You know, my teammate truck here, Richie and Zombie, is doing a great job so far. He's got one more turn to finish it out. Let's see what happens, man. This is going to be close again.
Obsessed now making a push for the finish line. Going to be close at the end, but Obsessed is going to advance into round 2. Eric Swanson, not known so much for his racing as he is in freestyle, but he is able to get it going into round number 2. Here comes Earthshaker. I'm excited to see this truck. One of my favorites was Steven Thompson and Brian Mays in Fast Metal. Here we go. Another exciting round 1 matchup. Ari Fast Metal trying to put the moves on Earthshaker.
Yeah, right now they're pretty even towards that first jump. Earthshaker's got a slight edge, but he had a bad landing. Let's see if he can gather it up.
And some trouble for Brian Mays and Fast Metal on the far side, but Earthshaker hitting the turn tire, and he is going to cross the finish line first. So that was a rough go for both trucks. At the end of the day, it is Earthshaker advancing. So Steven Thompson moving on to round number 2. After a hard-fought first round, here's how the racing brackets stack up. Ryan Disharoon and Saigon Shaker has the fastest time of the night so far.
Yeah, hopefully Ryan can capitalize off of having lane choice since he's got the fastest time.
Now, after an exciting first round of Monster Energy Racing, here's our brackets for round 2. The Professor Tom Mentz and his former student Camden Murphy will square off. And, of course, the exciting father-daughter matchup as Kelvin Raymer in Time Flies goes up against Rosalie Raymer in Wildflower. That's going to be a family bragging rights matchup that either way Kelvin Raymer cannot lose. Now, someone who won't be joining the fray in round 2, however, is Earthshaker Steven Thompson, as his truck suffered some breakage in round 1 after he won and is now back in the pits for repairs. In his place, however, his round 1 opponent, Brian Mays and Fast Metal, coming back into the racing bracket. And we open round 2 with Max D Fire against Bakugan Dragonoid. Going to be an exciting matchup. Camden Murphy's so fast, but he's got to go up against the man who taught him everything he knows in this business, Tom Mentz and Max D Fire. As we are ready to go green, they are off the line. Bakugan with a slight advantage.
Yeah, one thing I might add is this is Camden's first trip around this track. Tom's already been on the track, so he kind of knows what to expect. But still, again, Camden, he's come so far in a short amount of time.
And Max D drifting a little far, getting on 2 wheels. That could be the difference that Bakugan needs, and it is Camden Murphy and Bakugan Dragonoid taking advantage of that slight misstep by Max D, that 18.808. That's the fastest time of the night so far. Kelvin Raymer Time Flies, Rosalie Raymer in Wildflower. All eyes in Watsonville, California on this matchup right here between father and daughter. Either way, Kelvin Raymer's going to win. He's the crew chief for Rosalie Raymer's Wildflower, but you got to think that the daughter wants to take out dad in round 2 as they go around this first turn. Kelvin Raymer is on a roll, but Rosalie with the advantage in Wildflower.
Man, great race so far. Rosalie got up on 2 wheels for the final approach. Let's see if she can maintain that lead.
And the final push, and Rosalie Raymer is going to advance to our semifinal round 20.486, so time flies, a valiant effort, not going to get it done. Here we go with Charlie Pauken and Gravedigger, Ryan Disharoon and Saigon Shaker. Charlie Pauken, one of the veterans in our sport, so tough to beat in every competition. Look at that turn, just kind of sideways in it across the race ramp he goes.
And he was so straight on his approach to that ramp, the truck jumped perfectly, and it set him up for the next turn. He's on his way to a win.
Incredible race for Gravedigger as Ryan Disharoon with an exciting finish.
Wow.
It's not freestyle. The fans want to see that anywhere. It's not going to matter in the record books as Gravedigger advances, but an exciting way to end that matchup. And now Brian Mays back into the bracket against Eric Swanson in Obsessed, who looked great in round one. Can Brian Mays take advantage of coming back? Look at them. They are even around this first turn, but Obsessed going sideways across the race ramp.
Oh, and Brian Mays got thrown sideways, and it put him right into that turning box, which is going to hand the win to Eric Swanson.
And Brian Mays got caught up on that same spot, but look at Obsessed with the bicycle. A little exclamation point here in Monster Energy Racing. And the stage is set for the semifinals as we take a look at the racing bracket. Our four fastest of the nine have advanced, but as we close in on our racing winner, Lola has a UNOH pit report update, including some trouble that Gravedigger might be in.
Back here in the pits, we have a few trucks that are being worked on. Right now, you're looking at Max D Fire. They're replacing a broken rocker arm. Code Associate in Monster Energy, he blew a motor in racing, so they're working to swap that motor out. Hopefully, that can be swapped out in the next 30 to 45 minutes. Getting him back into the competition will definitely be tough for his crew chief, Jeff Sin. Then we also have Gravedigger. Gravedigger has a few alternator issues that they're working on, but all in all, that one's looking pretty good. So the real question is, will Max D and Code Associate and Monster Energy make it back in time for the Great Clip Skills Challenge?
Our semifinals have begun now. Camden Murphy, Bakugan Dragonoid, Rosalie Raymer, and Wildflower. Around the first turn they go. Here comes Wildflower. Here comes Bakugan Dragonoid. They are tight after that first half of the race. Camden Murphy again around the tires, so smooth. He makes the final push, and it is Bakugan Dragonoid. What a race for Camden Murphy.
And that was a beautiful lap from Camden. I thought it might have been faster than his first round matchup at a 19.418.
Our second semifinal matchup, Charlie Pauken and Gravedigger, Eric Swanson in Obsessed. Swanson slow off the starting line, so Obsessed got some room to make up here as Gravedigger starts to spin it around, almost clips the tire, but Charlie Pauken's got it in a groove.
You see how Charlie checked up because he didn't want that truck to drift out of bounds as he approached that ramp. Great correction from a veteran driver. He's across the finish line for a win.
And Obsessed making it closer than it probably should have been, but Gravedigger will advance. So Charlie Pauken getting into the finals. It's Bakugan Dragonoid Camden Murphy versus Charlie Pauken and Gravedigger. These two bar continue to find each other in the finals this year. And we know a lot about Charlie Pauken, a former World Finals Freestyle champion and accomplished racer. Let's talk a little bit about his opponent, Camden Murphy. This kid can drive anything on 4 wheels and 2 wheels.
Yeah, for sure. I've been to a couple of go-kart tracks with Camden, and he just leaves everybody in the dust. He can definitely go fast and turn left. Camden's a great driver. Let's see what he's got for the veteran here tonight.
And if you came to Arlington for a race, you were going to get 2 of the best here in the finals. Away we go. Bakugan Dragonoid and Gravedigger dead even off the starting line. Look at the turns, both of them precision around the track. Dead even again across that first line.
Wow, they are not giving each other an inch. It's going to all come down to this final turn. Camden took it wide, but he had a lot of momentum. I think he crossed the finish line for the win, man.
That is going to pay off for him. You're right, he did go wide, brought it right back in. Camden Murphy, the celebration beginning now for Bakugan Dragonoid, your Monster Energy Racing winner. What a night for the 2019 Monster Jam Rising Star Award winner. Here's how we stand after one competition. Camden Murphy getting 14 points. Charlie Pauken and Eric Swanson right behind him. Right now, let's join Lola on the track with our racing winner.
Camden, you seem to have something for Arlington. You are undefeated when you come onto this turf. What is it about the dirt?
It's these Arlington fans. That's what it is. It's all about each and every single one of you Monster Jam fans out here. I have a blast each and every single time I come here. You guys are rowdy. You guys get loud.
Let's see if Camden's night can keep getting better. The Great Clip Skills Challenge and BKT Freestyle are next. All of us at Monster Jam could not be more proud to be a partner with an extremely worthy cause, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. In an effort to combat childhood cancer, we invite you to join the movement. Text to donate right now. You can text Monster Jam to 785-833 to donate and to save lives. It's time to see how things went down earlier tonight in the Great Clip Skills Challenge. Now, each driver had the option to attempt two-wheel skill maneuvers or a donut. Our top 6 brought their A game to the competition as, again, 14 points on the line for the event winner towards the overall event championship. Always looking for creativity and wow factor when it comes to those two-wheel maneuvers. We will start it with Kelvin Raymer in Time Flies. We used to call him the Wheelie King of Watsonville, and that's why, Bari.
That was awesome. Comboed it up into a little bicycle action there.
And Fast Metal opted for the donut. Always a good move if you can't make anything happen, and that's a heck of a donut for Brian Mays.
Oh yeah, he got it spinning pretty good into the cyclone stage there.
And the Professor put on a clinic with this signature move, the Maximum Moonwalk. He gets it done every single time, and it's really not fair, Bari, that he has that success rate when it comes to this trick.
Well, the real winners there are the fans. They get to see something like this 12,000-pound Monster Jam truck balancing on the front 2 BKT tires. You can't see that every day, and Tom is a master at it. I mean, look at this.
It's not just us. Everybody on the Max D team, there's something in the water in Paxton, Illinois. It did come down to our racing finals competitors, Bakugan Dragonoid's Camden Murphy and Gravedigger's Charlie Pauken. Look at the throttle rhythm, the control for Camden Murphy. Going to moonwalk it back on top of that step-up ramp. Whoa. And the incredible popper into a stoppie. What a combo move. Charlie Pauken had his work cut out for him.
Looks like Charlie's setting up for a slap wheelie. This is one of my favorite moves, and Charlie is a master at it. I mean, I think he could do this in his sleep. He can walk that Gravedigger truck for miles if he wanted to.
The textbook slap wheelie with the alternator issues in the rear view mirror, and Charlie Pauken and Gravedigger rises to the occasion to win the competition. Let's take a look at how the rest of the field made out. Down the bottom, Cody Saucier and Monster Energy has yet to emerge from the pit, so the struggles on the day continue for Monster Energy, not getting any points in the skills challenge. Charlie Pauken and Gravedigger with the win takes the top spot, getting the 14 points. Great night for him and Camden Murphy so far. Let's join Lola and our winner, Charlie Pauken.
Take us through your run.
There's nothing better than a good slap wheelie out here. Made sure I got lined up for it. Hey, you drive it up there, you brake check it, bring it down hard, and slap that baby right up. Once I had it up, I was tooling along, waving out the window. Hey, I had Nico, crew chief, on my headset. He's talking me through it. He's telling me how far I can go because I can't see a thing. I'm driving by the seat of my pants. My hat's off to Camden, you know. Him and I are battling it back and forth. Hey, I love the guy. He's a great racer. He got me in racing. Bring it on. Let's keep going here. Let's rock this house.
Bari with Gravedigger and Bakugan Dragonoid trading off wins. We have a tie for the top spot, so it really will come down to the wire. Tom Mentz, of course, just 5 points behind in Max D Fire, and no lead is safe when it comes to the Professor. Tom Mentz, a 12-time World Finals champion.
The points chase is tight, but you cannot count out Tom Mentz and Max D Fire, especially when it comes to freestyle.
It's time now for some freestyle action, and let's take a look at how the event is scored. Each of our drivers will attempt a freestyle run filled with big air and non-stop action, and of course flow like this expert run by Black Pearl. You add momentum into that, which is very important, such as this perfect slap wheelie by 2-time World Finals champion Jimmy Cretin in Bounty Hunter. And then those all-important wow moments, that's what the fans are looking for, like this dynamic save from Lucas Oil Crusader. When you add it all up, it's all drivers pushing their Monster Jam truck to its limits. Now, each driver is awarded a score by you, the audience, so fans in attendance at our Monster Jam events provide each driver a score immediately following their run. Fans are going to judge our drivers based on the use of all obstacles on the track, also creativity and technical moves like this incredible bicycle into a stoppie by Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger, combinations like Bakugan Dragonoid with this backflip into a moonwalk, and the ever-important wow factor all add up to a great score. However, to qualify for that score, drivers must complete the first 30 seconds of the run. Bari, it's a new rule, and it has changed the game of Monster Jam Freestyle.
Yeah, it's so crucial that you get in that first 30 seconds to give the fans a fair shot at judging each one of those criteria that you just mentioned.
We start BKT Freestyle with Brian Mays in fast metal. He's going to hit the first ramp he sees. A little bit of a sky wheelie there off of that race ramp. So that's all it takes sometimes to get that motivation going, to get the momentum going. He's swinging it back around. Here comes the race ramp jump. Some nice air for fast metal.
Wow, that was a big jump for the second jump he did in freestyle. Has really got the fans buzzing now. But Brian is a longtime technician turned driver, so he's brand new to the driver's seat. He's got a great piece to work with too. Fast metal, what a great looking truck.
A longtime technician with some gold and a world championship attached to that. He and his brother Mark Mays were crew chiefs when Lee O'Donnell won his freestyle world championship with VP Racing Fuels, the mad scientist. So he comes from a winning pedigree, now driving fast metal. His teammate John Gordon in bad company. Brian Mays would love to get a freestyle win here, really put himself on the map as not just a talented crew chief, but a talented driver. I love the look of this fast metal truck. That bright orange stands out. A lot of kids love it too, man. You see Brian Mays just trying to hit everything right now, and that sometimes is the best philosophy. Just take it out on the track, hit everything you see. I love it.
Yeah, going back to what you said about, oh, that was huge air. We can't discount that, but going back to what you said about being the crew chief when Lee O'Donnell won his freestyle championship, I had to go right after that run. And man, it was a tall task, and really hats off to that entire team. And I'm sure Brian Mays is still very proud of that moment.
Not a lot of driving experience for Brian Mays, but you still can't discount the technical aspect of his career that he's had so far. He knows the ins and outs of that Monster Jam truck so well, maybe better than a lot of these other drivers in the field here tonight. So Brian Mays going to try to take that expertise. Another great jump. He likes that ramp. That's the second good one. Went for a slap wheelie there, didn't get it. 30 seconds left. Can Brian Mays in fast metal do a wow moment here? He's going to try to possibly hit the step up again. There's a sky wheelie for fast metal.
Oh, rough landing though. Really great run to set the bar high right off the gate for Brian Mays. Good job, dude.
That's a great run. Eric Swanson at Obsessed. We talked about him earlier tonight making the semifinals of Monster Energy Racing, but Eric Swanson, a very underrated freestyle performer. He has won a lot of big freestyle events, and here's going to hit that step-up ramp on the other side, so he gets some nice air and skies it out. Eric Swanson seems to win most of his freestyle events in California, where he's from, out of Menifee, California, so Texas a little far away, and now he goes back to the other side of the step-up ramp and back down. Eric Swanson hitting the same obstacle now twice in a row. It's a big track, fella. Let's see what else you got.
I love to see the way the trucks react when you hit a big jump like that. The way they land, that can really dictate on how you're going to finish out your freestyle. If you've got a confidence in your truck to be able to take those rough landings from really high up, and you know, okay, it's game on. Let's give the fans what they want to see.
Went to World Finals in 2017, finishing second in the showdown. Put on a great show there. Debuted in 2012. His dad, Rick, an accomplished driver and owner as well. Eric Swanson, been around for a long time. He's just a young guy when it comes to Monster Jam, but 8 years of experience behind the wheel of Obsessed. Seat time so important here, Bari, so Eric Swanson can get it done with the best veterans in this sport.
Oh, absolutely. You know, this is in his DNA. He was born into this. As you mentioned, his father has competed for many years, and Eric has got a beautiful truck under him. I mean, he maintains his truck, you know, along with his father at home. So it's really cool to see him out here strutting his stuff and really, you know, putting his truck through the paces.
Up on the step-up ramp again. He's loved that now the third time. Look at the stoppie there. That's a great trick, a technical move in freestyle. We talked about that as one of those things that you want to judge this on. Anytime somebody can throw a technical move in the middle of this dirty track, you're going to see something special. So now the question becomes, can Obsessed hit the Monster Energy backflip? Is that something he's going to try? What can he do? Where is the wow moment? How about another jump over the freestyle pod and a slap wheelie for Obsessed?
Nice. He's put together two back-to-back combos, so that's really cool to see. Whenever you can grasp the fans like that with that stoppie, that's when you know, okay, they're going to vote you high when it comes to judgeszone.com. So he's put together a great run so far.
And two differences in styles as we get another stoppie from Obsessed. We saw Brian Mays in fast metal. He went with the more reckless abandon in his run. Here Eric Swanson goes for technical. Cannot beat fast metal. So fast metal has the score, the lead right now. The question remains, can Monster Energy make it back onto the track? 12 out of 14 still to come as we continue freestyle next. Welcome back to the second half of Monster Jam here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. I'm Scott Jordan alongside the leader of Zombie Nation, Bari Musauer. And Bari, Zombie Nation took a hit tonight as your teammate Richie Yatsko was not able to get the points he needed, and he was not the only one. A rough competition for some of our drivers. Yeah,
it's really your chance to be able to grasp the fans, and get them to look at you. You need that wow factor to really, yield a high score.
Ryan Disharoon, Saigon Shaker, attempting the Sky Wheelie, was able to get it up over the pod, but not much else as his attempt at that 8-pack backflip unsuccessful. And Steven Thompson, an Earth Shaker, end-over-end jump over the pod. Sky Wheelie still was not enough to get into that top 10. And Kelvin Raymer in time flies, had some trouble as he gets a nice wheelie and then a spectacular save attempt. Couldn't quite land it, but we're going to see right now if his daughter, Rosalie Raymer, has better luck than her dad. Here she comes, the young superstar here in Monster Jam, Rosalie Raymer in Wildflower, right off the bat, off the step up, clears it, and back down for Wildflower.
Rosalie is fearless. She always starts her freestyle with that wow factor, something that can really grasp the fans' attention to let them know, okay, I'm here. Look at me for this entire freestyle run. You guys will not be disappointed.
She has already added quite a bit to her resume in her young career. The 2016 Monster Jam Rookie of the Year, 2018 Extreme Air Award winner. She has appeared at Monster Jam World Finals. She has done so many amazing things with her dad right there by her side. Could not be more proud. When you listen to Kelvin Raymer talk about Rosalie, his eyes just light up a huge smile, and it's because of jumps like that, the extreme air. Whoa. Look at the save attempt. She's on the back two tires and cannot land it, but that was a spectacular jump for Rosalie Raymer.
Wow, looked like the truck really rebounded hard there, but it's good to see she climbed out okay. The crowd loves it.
Not enough to overtake the lead from Fast Metal, so Brian Mays continuing his run here at the top of the BKT leaderboard. Here comes his teammate John Gordon in Bad Company.
That Bad Company is such a good-looking truck. Something about that neon orange that really just pops on this TV screen here. Let's see if he can, bring the fans up to speed. It looks like he's starting out. He's going to give them a little teaser here.
Let's see what he does about it. Maybe back it back up, get a little more rhythm in there, a little more throttle to it, try to clear this jump. John Gordon taking his time, trying to get the fans up, and here we go. Hits the gas, Bad Company off the ramp, and there's the jump of the night so far. Gets a nice bounce there for Bad Company. He's got to overtake his teammate. These two trucks, Bad Company, Fast Metal, owned by Dustin Rogers, competing all over the world. A slap wheelie now for John Gordon. He's starting to put it together, Bari.
This is one of the nicest Monster Jam trucks you'll ever see. I mean, it's clean, top to bottom. It's always in pristine shape, and John Gordon is not afraid to drive it. He drives the wheels off this thing, and it shows, man. This is awesome so far.
We talked about the technical background of his teammate Brian Mays. John Gordon with the huge air. There's the wow factor. Before I get into that, let's talk about his background as a crew chief. He was crew chief for Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger when he won World Finals Championship. So you have two guys on this team that both have that World Championship pedigree, but John Gordon, the 2019 Monster Jam Wow Factor Award winner, and it is showing here tonight at AT&T Stadium.
Yeah, you can hear the throttle rhythm is kind of reminiscent of Ryan Anderson. Great save there. I mean, he knows exactly where he's at. Got shut off by the track official just because he tagged the wall protection, but that's okay. I think they'll be able to let him keep going here.
He is glued right now to that container, and John Gordon now emotional. He is not happy. He was not able to refire. John Gordon fired up tonight, man. I love seeing that competitive streak, and look at the score. Your new leader is John Gordon in Bad Company. With an update on Monster Energy, let's join Lola in the pits.
Cody Saucier did one number on this Monster Energy truck in round one of racing. Now it is up to Jefferson and the rest of the Monster Jam crew to get him back into the competition. What happened was he windowed the oil pan, which basically means that he blew the motor. And as you can see right now, the crew is working on the brand new engine that they just put back in. They just put the blower hat and a few other things back on. Will they make it back in time for the freestyle competition? It is a race against the clock.
So we know how struggling that is in the pits when you're trying to put in that new motor. We talked about that. So what are the expectations of Cody Saucier and Monster Energy coming back tonight for freestyle?
From a mental standpoint, he's just got to be able to put all that behind him and do his job, and that's wow the fans here in Arlington.
Brianna Mahan in Whiplash trying to beat John Gordon in Bad Company at 7.839 is the score to beat. She gets up over the pod, brings it back down and across. Not much air there for Whiplash. She had an amazing weekend at World Finals 20 in Orlando, finishing 3rd in freestyle, then went to the All-Star Challenge in Las Vegas and won the first ever Best Trick competition. So she has made quite the name for herself in Monster Jam, driving Scooby-Doo, driving Medusa, and now driving Whiplash. Can she beat John Gordon in Bad Company? There's a slap wheelie down across the pod, almost into a front wheel save.
Yeah, she's got great momentum so far, Scott. She's, ramping up to be able to beat that score. Hopefully she can put it all together. The score right now is a little low, so I think there's some room there for her to come out on top, but she's got to put it all together.
There were some fans online, Bari, not to add to controversy, who thought she should have walked out of Orlando with the Freestyle Championship, was not able to do that. You were there that night. What are your thoughts on that run for her?
Well, it's all about connecting with the fans. You have to get them to vote on judgeszone.com, and they've got to vote high. So to be able to, connect with them like that, it truly takes a wow factor, which she had. There's always going to be controversy. You never know who's going to come out on top. But I just love the fact that we get to come out here and strut our stuff in front of sold-out stadiums like this one here in Arlington.
One of her signature things in freestyle is a dynamic save, and she usually will get one in somewhere. I know that's a lot of reactionary measures, so you got to get something going for that to happen. But so far with Brianna Mahan, she's just hitting these little jumps here. Not a whole lot of air, not a whole lot of wow moments. I don't know if there's something wrong with the truck. It's just we haven't seen a run like this from Brianna in quite a while.
Yeah, you just never know what could be going on inside the cab of that truck. A lot of this plays on the fact of how the truck is handling, how it's landing, how the shocks feel. That can really set the tone for your freestyle if you're going to do those big wow moments, those big air shots. It just really depends on how the truck is handling.
She is running out of time on the clock. We have yet to see a Monster Energy backflip successfully landed. There's a donut, so trying to finish out her run with a little excitement. 7.635 for Brianna Mahan. She jumps up into 2nd. We're still waiting for that wow moment as we take a look at a wow moment from Rosalie Raymer in Wildflower. And taking a look at the BKT Freestyle Top 5 leaderboard. The night so far, Bari, has belonged to John Gordon in Bad Company. A lot of low scores on that board so far.
Yeah, I'm looking for that wow factor. That first backflip, I think, is really going to score high here.
Monster Jam trucks are driven to their limits every event from racing to freestyle. One component of Monster Jam's continued growth and success are the 4 BKT tires they're rolling on. They help our trucks do what they do and keep going no matter what our Monster Jam drivers throw at them. Monster Jam and BKT growing together. We're back at AT&T Stadium, and it looks like our world-class technicians were able to pull off an engine swap and get Monster Energy back on the track. So great news for Cody Saucier and Team Monster Energy. Now what can we expect, considering that he's a little rusty back there in the pits? How about a great acceleration through the tunnel?
Yes, he's got to start it off with a bang because, that's just so gratifying to be able to be a technician and to help out on such a huge task of changing an entire motor inside of one of these Monster Jam trucks and doing it in a time-constraint fashion. That's just a true testament to see how many talented people are just involved with Monster Jam as a whole. So Cody's got the job of bringing all that together and wowing the fans here now.
Cody Saucier out of Lafayette, Louisiana, debuted in 2014. A lot of people talk about his Monster Energy teammate Todd LeDuc, who's a 2-time World Finals champion, but if you listen to Cody Saucier, he'll tell you the fastest Monster Energy driver in Monster Jam is himself.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they have 2 of the best Monster Jam athletes on the planet in Todd LeDuc and Cody.
And the backflip out of nowhere!
Wow. Oh, no. Looks like he blew out a tire, too. That's going to end his run prematurely. I hope he made it past the 30-second mark, though.
Cody Saucier came out of the tunnel with a vengeance and never let up. Here's the original Super Glue replay. Some great air and a slap wheelie, and he comes around for the backflip. Just can't quite land it on all 4 tires, but exciting anyway for the fans here in Arlington. They've been waiting for that. They got it, and now we wait for the score. There is your new leader, Cody Saucier in Monster Energy. All it took was that wow moment.
Yeah, Cody took full advantage of the fact that nobody had done that backflip yet, so he was the first one to do it. He didn't land it, but you know what? It doesn't even matter. The crowd was reeling for a wow moment. Cody gave it to him.
Speaking of wow moments, a guy who's had quite a few of them in his young career, Camden Murphy, Bakugan Dragonoid. We touched on this earlier as far as Camden Murphy and his driving ability. A lot of Monster Jam drivers do some other things, you know, on the side, some hobbies. When Camden Murphy's not driving Bakugan Dragonoid, all he does is drive for NASCAR. All he does is drive in the NASCAR Truck Series. The guy can drive everything that has a wheel on it. He's unbelievable.
And he's so good at it. That's what makes it so unique for him to come out here and not be involved with Monster Jam for very long, but to be able to, you know, step up his game and be at the cream of the crop. It's really a testament to show how talented he really is.
You look back at Monster Jam World Finals history, I don't think there could ever be an athlete that had a better weekend at Monster Jam World Finals and didn't walk away with the World Championship. He finished second in the high jump, second in freestyle, fourth in racing. However, there's no trophies for overall points at World Finals. He didn't walk away with any gold, any hardware, so that eats him up on a daily basis. He thought he should have won that freestyle championship. But what are your thoughts on the future of Camden Murphy as a possible World Finals champion?
Camden's day is coming. He's just got to put in that seat time a little bit more. He's still real young in his career, so he will definitely be a world champion one of these days. I can just see it coming in the foreseeable future for him.
Bakugan Dragonoid getting up close and personal with El Toro Loco Ice, backs it up, turns it around, and he's got eyes for the Monster Energy backflip ramp. Up he goes, and gravity not cooperating with Bakugan Dragonoid. What went wrong there?
Man, I think he was trying to go for a backflip to moonwalk, and he prematurely kind of, you know, hit the brakes, and he didn't get that rotation with the back tires to be able to carry him all the way around.
As we take a look at the BKT Freestyle Top 5, just not going to be enough for Camden Murphy. Are you surprised he's left the door so wide open for Gravedigger and Max D?
Yeah, I mean, it's really definitely heartbreaking for Camden because he was on his way to wowing these fans here in Arlington.
Let's check out some moves from our other series championships. This is the Monster Energy Action of the Week. Who's that guy in that truck?
Man, that was cool. Let's see that again. To be able to pull off an 8-pack backflip, it's really one of those fun moves. It really captures the fans.
The leader is Zombie Nation with the Monster Energy Action of the Week. Well, that slip up from Bakugan Dragonoid, the black and green wrecking machine is ready to tear up the track and grab those points for himself. It won't be easy with the professor himself ready to take everyone to school. The conclusion of Freestyle is next. Only 2 drivers left to go here at Arlington as the overall event championship is on the line for Stadium Championship Series Yellow here at the AT&T Stadium event. Now, Tom Mintz and Max D Fire needs to take the freestyle competition and hope that Charlie Pauken is off his game in order to take home the event championship. But Barry Charlie, on the other hand, only needs a 4th place finish here in freestyle. No pressure for the former World Finals freestyle champion.
Yeah, Charlie Pauken's always up for a challenge, but Tom Mintz will love to play spoiler, and what better place to do it in front of these great fans here in Arlington.
Tom Mintz with a victory wave around the crowd here in Arlington, loving every minute of Max D Fire. And here we go off the first jump. He sees a save, a bicycle save for Max D Fire. Debuted in 1993 and still getting it done each and every year. Won his first Stadium Championship Series last year. Hard to believe he's won 12 World Finals championships and only 1 series championship.
Yeah, but Tom Mintz is always on the track. He's always 100% ready to go, whether the truck is 100% or not. And he's putting together a great freestyle run so far. I just want to see if he can give him that wow factor, just like everybody wants to see.
And to put it into perspective for fans here in Arlington, the Dallas Cowboys and their storied history in the NFL have won 5 world championships. Tom Mintz in the history of Monster Jam has won 12. No one has won more. Nobody may ever win that many again. And here comes Max D Fire smoking off that step-up ramp. And something is going on down in the dirt.
Yeah, that doesn't look good. He's smoking out the entire place. We'll see if he can keep going, though, but I don't know if that motor's going to survive very much longer.
He had issues with the motor earlier, but back up and running now, trying to get something done here, starting to lock up a little bit. He's going to go for the backflip. Look at the air for Tom Mintz. Gets it on the front tire and cannot save it as the smoke continues to cloud with Max D Fire. Look at the score. The fans saw everything they needed to see. Your new leader is Tom Mintz in Max D Fire.
Wow, I think that smoke might have helped his score. That was a great backflip. It was probably the biggest backflip all night long. And man, that was awesome.
Now Charlie Pauken and Gravedigger not out of it just yet. Pauken can take the overall event championship with a 4th place finish or better, so he doesn't have to push it to the limit. But you know what, Barry? We both know Chucky, and we know he's still going to do it anyway. Charlie Pauken climbed to the top of the Freestyle Mountain in 2010 in Monster Mutt with his only Freestyle World Finals championship. He's been at the top of his game ever since, one of the premier competitors on each championship series. He's on. Look at the wheelie off the jump. Not much air to it. Doesn't need it as he gets that incredible wheelie off the back tires.
Yeah, that's textbook for Charlie Pauken. Anytime he can pull off a slap wheelie, you know it's going to be a good one. And I think he's just building momentum to be able to, surpass that 30-second mark so he gets a score. I think he's there already. So now it's time to turn up the wick and really get wild, let the Gravedigger hang out.
Won Stadium Championship Series back in 2018. He's got 14 World Finals appearances in his storied career, amongst the top all-time in the history of Monster Jam. There's another great jump, loving that ramp. So Chucky trying to get 4th place or better, does not have to win Freestyle. Of course, would love to, but just has to finish in 4th to take the overall event championship.
And sometimes that can kind of play to your psyche a little bit. You don't want to hold too much back knowing that all you have to do is finish 4th. It's still a stacked field of competitors, so you really just want to make sure you kind of throw that to the wind and really just go have a good time. You know, if you're having a good time, the fans are having fun too.
Gravedigger lining up for the backflip, and there's a corkscrew off the right side, and he cannot land it. So Charlie Pauken threw caution to the wind, didn't land it. As we look at the original super glue glued to the action replay, Barry, there's the score. 2nd place for Chucky.
Yeah, well-deserved 2nd place for Chucky, but it looked like he had a broken axle in the rear. That's what caused that truck to corkscrew like that.
Charlie pulled out all the stops, gets 2nd place, but at the end of the competition, our winner is Tom Mentz and Max D. Fire. Let's join Lola in our winner.
Congratulations, Tom. That was an amazing run. Take us through it.
It's great. Honestly, fantastic fans here in Arlington. They've always pushed me to some big heights. A couple years ago, tore the entire front end out of Max D here. We'll never forget it. We'll never forget you. Great run tonight. The motor was starting to lay down, but we didn't lay down on it.
Certainly did not disappoint the fans with that Freestyle run, but Charlie's 2nd place finish in Freestyle allows him to dominate the points lead. 40 out of 42 points for Gravedigger. Talk about Chucky Pauken's incredible night.
What a great, consistent night for Charlie. I mean, he didn't finish out of 2nd place all night long in the 3 competitions, so that's how you do an overall event championship right there.
Monster Jam's Aiden Young is with her overall event champion, Charlie Pauken.
Congratulations, Charlie Pauken and Gravedigger. You won the overall event championship tonight, your 2nd of this series. How do you feel?
Oh man, this is great coming back here, This is like a family reunion for us here. Without a doubt, we are nothing without our Monster Jam fans, and I love each and every one of you for it. To come out here and perform like this in front of these great athletes, this is just awesome, off the hook.
The competition was fierce, but it all came down to the Chucky Dance Master. That's going to do it for us here in Arlington, Texas. Bakugan Dragonoid, Gravedigger, and Max D. Fire all ended up with competition wins, but it was the consistency of the veteran Charlie Pauken displayed with 2 2nd-place finishes that provides him with the event championship. For Barry Musauer, Aiden Young, and Lola, I'm Scott Jordan. Thank you for watching Monster Jam.